So now suppose initially my output is Q is 1. Okay. So this is my 0. So obviously these inputs are no use. So input become active only when this become ones. So this will be as it is, no change condition. Okay. Up to enable become ones. Now enable become 1. Now you have to see the variables. Now 0 1. Now 0 1 is the reset state. That means this become inverted, this q becomes 0, so this becomes 0. Okay, and this will be continue until these are your 0 1. So these are 0 1 up to here, so this will be continuous here. Okay, and once you come here, okay, whatever state, there will be no change in state, so whatever coming, that will be maintained, because now this becomes 0, so this will be maintained as 0. Okay, now again this become 1. Okay, now this input become active, so inputs are 0 0. So 0 0 is again no change condition, so they will go 0 0. Okay, up to here they are 0 0, and again this become your what, 0. So again this become your this become inactive, so this is go for 0 0. Okay, now here you see, here they are going is going 1. Okay, so this become ones. Now this input become active, so this 0 1. So 0 1 is again is reset state, so 0. Okay, 0 1. Okay, 1. Now again, sorry, 0 1, and then 0 0 again reset state. Okay, now this is 0 1. 0 1 is again your reset state, so nothing is changing. Okay, and now here is acting 1 0. 1 0 is your set state, so this will go up. Okay, and this is 1 0, and this maintain, and this is, so it will go like this. Okay, so you have to take some good example where there's a variation, lot of variation. Here in this particular case there is no variation. Okay, so we are, so look back again, you have variable as this is 1 0. So 1 0 should be set to state. Okay, but I am saying this in this is not this is a 0. Okay, so this input will not be active. So initially I'm taking q is equal to 1, so this will maintain. Here it will, and then become this will become active, but since there is a 0 1, so 0 1 is your reset state. Okay, so this will be your again, sorry, this will be 0. Here it will change. Okay, here your 0 1. 0 1 is your, and this enable, that is a reset state, so it's go down. So it should go down, it should go down here. Okay, we had a mistake. Okay, and again this is your up to here. Now here onwards this become no change state. So here until you finish here you have 0 1 reset state, so now it will continue. So it will continue here. Okay, now here again becomes your enables become active, and you have 0 0. So 0 0 is your 0 0 0 conditions. Okay, and here again this 0, so no change conditions will go 0 0, and here it's become active. So active becomes, now this become active, and this is your 0 1. So 0 1 is what, 0 1. 0 1 is your, this become active, and this is your 0 0 1. 0 1 is a reset state, so it goes 0 0. Okay, 0 0, you have to see when it's become 1 0. So this is already 0 0 0 0 1. So all are reset state. Here it's become 1 0, so here it will go up and go like this. Is it clear what I'm saying here? We'll see some other example where it is a variation is more. Okay, until you have to look for input variables. Okay, input variables, that is how an input variable will be active only when your enable is active. Okay, we'll see some other questions where variation is more. Okay, so I'm erasing this one. Now just we'll do now for delatch. Okay, gated delatch. Gated delatch. Okay, now what is your gated delatch? Okay, it is like a same your SR flip flop. So you have SR flip flop, steering gate, okay, made of NAND gates. So this is input, okay, and this input has become here, going here. Similarly, output of this one going as input here, okay, and this is coming input here, this is coming input here. So when we, so this is your latch, okay, and here your steering gate. So steering gate, what we are earlier what we are doing, giving, we are giving S and R, okay. Now instead of giving S and R, one variable is enable, and earlier what we are giving S and R, okay. This is your SR gated latch. Now instead of this one, okay, we'll give only one variable in D, okay. So once we get D variable here, and here we'll give inversion of D, okay. So now our variable become reduced. अब क्या variable कम हो गए. Earlier what we giving, we can give one, we can give 0 0, okay, 1 1. Now we can only give 1 0 and 0 1, okay. So now what is the advantage? Because earlier we don't want 1 1 1, okay. We don't want 1 1 1. 1 1 was in an invalid state.
Sir,
हो रहा है कुछ,
रुक रहा है बहुत.
तो बहुत. नेट का स्पीड तो सही आ रहा है. I don't know what is the issue. Okay. So now just make the table for this one. So if you make a table for this one, you have enable. Enable can have one value. Okay. This is input D. This is a QN, and this is your QN plus 1. Okay. So your D value can be 0 0, QN can be 0 1. Okay. And again, this is 1. So D can only have 1 or 0 or 1. So 1. So it is a 1. It can be 0 and it can be 1. Okay. And when it becomes 0, so once enable is 0 0, variable का कोई मतलब नहीं है. So your variable becomes 1 1. Okay. And this Q can be 1, Q can be 1. Okay. Now just put the value. So it is like a same like a SR flip flop. Only you have one variable. So the present says to Q, next state will be same like a SR flip flop. Okay. So now you 0 0. We know 0 0 is a no change conditions. Okay. So sorry, 0 means D0 means now S0 R1. So 0 0 means what? And D0, that is equivalent to S0 R1. So this is your reset state. So 0 will become 0. Okay, 0 1 is a reset state, and so 1 will also go to 0. So this is your reset state. Reset state. Okay, R. Now when D equals to 1, that is means S is 1 and your R is 0. 1 0 1 0 is a set state. So 0 will go to 1. Similarly, 1 be remain 1. Okay, this is your set state. Okay, and 0 0, this become ineffective. That is no change condition. So if it is 0, it will be 0. So 1 will be 1. So this is your no change condition. Okay, so in D flip flop का advantage क्या है? इसमें you don't have a invalid state. Okay, like in SR flip flop you were having your 1 1. Now this 1 1 is not present in our D flip flop. Okay, it can have only 0 1 or 1 0. Okay, when D0 means S0 0 1 condition, D1 means this is a SR1 0. So this is the truth table for your D flip flop. Okay, so this is your gated flip flop. यहाँ तक clear है क्या? Is there any confusion or problem with this up to this one D flip flop? If you have any question, please ask. If you any doubt or confusion, please ask. No doubt. Okay. Now we will go to the flip flop. This so far we are doing latches. Okay, get latches. Now we'll do flip flop. Flip flop is what? Flip flop is basically your clogged latches. Okay, a clogged flip flop. Now put the heading edge triggering. Edge triggering flip flops. Edge triggering flip flops. Now this edge triggering flip flops also called clogged flip flop. Okay. So these clock flip means act with the clock. Clock के साथ भी काम करते हैं. So clock is just like a enable. Okay. But enable can be 0, 1. Okay. Here clock will be continuously changing. Okay. So what is clock? Continuous clock is what? Clock is your continuous spikes. Okay. Short duration, continuous short duration spikes. Okay. Now edge triggering flip flop. Edge triggering flip flop can be two types. One is positive edge triggering, positive edge triggering. Okay, and that is your negative edge triggering. Negative edge triggering. Okay, positive edge triggering are the flip flop which act with a rising pulse, rising spike of the clock. Okay, so this is your clock. Short duration spikes are there. Okay,
Sir,
so
repeat करना definition.
बता रहा हूँ. So you have this clock. Okay. So positive edge triggering flip flops, okay, are the flip flops positive edge, okay, where transition take place, where transition take place, okay, transition take place with a rising edge of the clock, rising edge of the clock. Okay, so this is called your rising edge. Okay, so whenever this clock will come and this is the rising edge. Okay, तो इस पॉइंट पे ट्रांजिशन होगा क्लॉक की, यहाँ पे ट्रांजिशन होगा. ओके, फिर यहाँ पे कोई ट्रांजिशन नहीं होगा, फिर यहाँ पे ट्रांजिशन होगा, फिर यहाँ पे ट्रांजिशन होगा, फिर यहाँ पे ट्रांजिशन होगा. लाइक सेम लाइक इनेबल पे whenever one comes then that time this become active. Okay, here your transition will become. Now your input signals are continuously varying, but that doesn't matter. Transition will happen. That means you have to see what are the input values, okay, at this point. What are the value of input at this point? That point will decide what is the output. Okay, and then again output it has to change. It will change here. So that means transition will always take place at the positive rising edge of the clock. Okay, and now negative edge triggering is opposite. Okay, transition take place, okay, at the falling edge of the clock. So this is your falling edge. This is your falling edge. Okay, so you can write the definition, opposite definition. The transition take place with rising edge, falling kar do, falling edge of the. So if you write falling here, okay, this become negative. Definition of negative triggering clock. Okay, Now, how to represent, okay, positive triggering and negative triggering. Okay, so the symbol we'll use, okay, this is your flip flop. For example, I'm making SR flip flop. So you have a S, okay, you having R, and now you have clock. So if this kind of symbol is there, okay, then this is a clock, and this is your positive edge triggering, positive edge triggering. Okay, now what about negative sign? Just give you negative is just like same, only we'll put one bullet bubble outside. Okay, so correct. So this is your positive edge SR flip flop.
सर ये दोनों क्यू या क्यू बार
क्यू बार है. So this is your positive edge trigger. Okay. Now similarly, if you have S R, okay, and you have sign one bubble is there, okay, Q bar. In that case, it is your negative edge triggering. Negative edge triggering. Okay. Now we'll make the SR flip flop, D flip flop, and JK flip flop. Okay. So put, okay, SR flip flop, positive edge triggering SR flip flop, positive edge triggered SR flip flop. Okay, तो ट्रूथ टेबल तो सेम ही बनेगी इस बार. Okay, so what is the truth table for SR flip flop? It is same like a enable. अब enable की जगह यहाँ पे क्या आ जाएगा, आपका clock आ जाएगा. So you have clock, you have a clock, okay, then you have variables S, you have R, okay, and after that you have a Qn, and then you have Qn plus 1. Okay, now clock can be active, clock can be positive triggering or negative triggering. So here a positive triggering, so we'll represent by this one, clock signal, positive triggering. Okay, positive triggering. So S can be here 0, R can be 0. So when these are 0 0, this output can be 0. When these are 0 0, output can be 1. Okay, so the same table we'll make. Clock is enabled, so this can be now 0 1 0 1. It can be 0, it can be 1. This is 0. Now this can be 0 1 0 1 0. This can be your 1 0. This can be 0 1. Again, this is your positive edge triggering. So this can be 1, this can be 1. Okay, and this can be 1, this can be 1, this can be your 0 1. Okay, and the last is what? Last is your clock is 0. Clock is disabled. So when clock is disabled, these will become disabled. So 0, it can be 0 and can be 1. Okay. So again, if it is 0 0, it is 0 0 is what? What type of condition? SR flip flop. No, 0 0 is what? 0 is a reset or no change condition?
No change condition.
No change condition. So 0 will be 0, 1 will be 1. Okay. So this is your state. Okay. This is no change condition. Okay. 0, 1 reset state. Okay. 1, 0 set state. Okay. 1, 1. 1, 1 is what? 1, 1 is your invalid state. Invalid state. Okay. So there, see, simultaneously, these 3 cannot be 1. It cannot be 3 cannot be 1 simultaneously. Like enable like enable 1, 1 cannot be there. In the question also you have to see 1, 1 cannot be there. That would be invalid state. And now it becomes 0, 0. This becomes 0, 1. Again, this is your no change condition. Okay, so let us do one problem. On positive edge triggering. So shall I erase this one? Okay. So now say I have a variable. I have a variable s. Okay. Which is changing 0, 1, 1. Then again it is 0 is going to 1. And then this is like this. Okay, this is my s. I have to take positive S triggering. So I want clock also.
So,
हाँ एक मिनट हाँ बोलिए.
the first one we are going to take 0, na? As
No,
equal to 0.
these are the variables. Variable can be anything, na?
Okay.
Variable can be anything. Okay. So let me make bypass clock because the clock is necessary. It is visible here. Okay. So थोड़ा सा नीचे जाना पड़ेगा. Okay. So we have clock here. So this is clock. My first clock, first spike, second spike, third spike, fourth spike, fifth spike. So only transition will be with spike. Okay. तो जहां पे spike है वहीं पे transition होगा. This is first clock, first spike, first. This is third. So this is fourth. So this is fifth, and say this is sixth. Okay. Okay. So this is the transition point. A, B, C, D, E, F is a transition point. Okay. Now let me write your S variable. Okay. So S is 0 up to B and C. This is 0 up to B. This is S variable. Okay. And then it is up to D and B rises and go up to D and E. And then again become down. Okay. And then it just goes again rises between E and F. E and F. Okay. And then it's become like this after clock also. 1. Then you have R. Okay. So R is 0, 0. Okay. And rises between A and B. And then it just goes to down B and C. Here it goes down. Okay. Then again this rises between D and E. D and E just before this one. Just before this one. D and E. And it goes up to between E and F. It goes up to E and F, and then it's become 0. Okay, these are your inputs. Okay,
सर
now you have to plot output. हाँ बोलिए,
सर ऐसे नहीं समझ आ रहा कैसे आपने किया है.
बता रहा हूँ ना, ये कुछ किया कहाँ है अभी तो.
ओके सर.
Okay, so this is my clock. ये clock आ रहा है, ठीक है, and these are my inputs. S and R are inputs. Okay, the question abhi. Now I have to see accordingly what output will come. Okay, so now you have the truth table. So you have the truth table. Okay, now you have to change the output. Okay, so initially your clock is 0. So I told you transition will take place only with the positive edge triggering. So at these point only transition will take place according to inputs. So these are your positive edge triggering points. Okay. Now, initially you can take 0 or 1, whatever you want. So I'm taking initially 1, Q is at 1. Okay. Now at this point, transition will take place. Okay. So at this point, okay, what are the values? S is 0. Now clock is triggered. S is 0, R is 0. S0, R0 means what? S0, no change. Okay. So no, it will go no change. Up to what? Second point. So now transition will go only up to second point. Okay. Now second edge, this is what? 0, 1. So 0, 1 is what?
Reset.
Reset. So it will go to 0. That's it. Now transition will not take, transition will take place only here. Now it will go up to here. Okay. Now here, this is 1 and this is what? 1, S is 1, R is 0. This set is state. It go up. It goes up. Okay. Now it will not take any further transition until this spikes comes. So it will go again here up to this one. Okay. Now at this point, what is there? This is 1 0 1 0 set 1 0 set condition. So it will be in set condition. Okay. Come here. This becomes 0 1. So here it should be reset. It will go reset here. Again, next transition will take place here. This is your 1. This is 0. So it will go up. Okay. Set condition. Okay. And after that, next transition will take place when you have next pulse. Okay. So this is your Q. Similarly, you can plot Q bar. Q bar will be just inverted output. Okay. So if this is 0, this will be 1. This is a 1. This is 0. This will be 1. This become 1. This becomes 0. This 0. This become 1. This is 1. This becomes 0. Okay. So you can plot inverted output also once you know the output. Okay. So I think this is very simple. कुछ इसमें करना नहीं है, आपको टेबल पता होनी चाहिए और ट्रांजिशन कैसे कैसे होना चाहिए. तो ये पॉजिटिव ट्रिगरिंग पर ट्रांजिशन होना है. तो जहां पर आपको देखना, जहां एज आ रहा है वहां पे इनपुट्स क्या है, अकॉर्डिंगली यू टू चेंज द आउटपुट. Okay, now I started with the output with Q. Okay, that is your choice. So I'm writing initially Q is 1. Initially Q is 1. Okay, I can take initially Q as a 0 also. So if I put Q is equal to 0, then it will be initially it will be 0, and when this trigger take place again, this is 0 0 0 0 0. Okay, so it will go 0 0 0 1, and then here it will be 0 1. So accordingly you have to see whatever what are the initial condition. Initial condition is important. Okay, जो भी क्वेश्चन में इनिशियल कंडीशन दे रखा है, that according that you have to plot. Okay, so here I have taken initially Q is 1. तो किसी को कंफ्यूजन है तो बताओ.
सर वीडियो चेक हो चुकी है सर.
हाँ देखो. I don't know what is happening. इंटरनेट तो फास्ट आ रहा है.
1 मिनट से नोट करना है, थोड़ा बोर्ड क्लियर चाहिए.
So initially Q is 1. Initially Q is 1. So abhi, if any student has a doubt about this graphs, he can ask me. Okay, I can repeat once more.
Sir,
But
this
this,
SRND is given na? Like
be given. Okay,
okay,
so
okay.
this is one SR flip flop and you have been clock. Okay, so you're asking what is the output. So this thing will be given. ये क्लॉक दे रखा
Okay.
होगा, ये भी दे रखा होगा, आपको आउटपुट पूछेगा खाली, तो इनको देख के आपको आउटपुट प्लॉट करना है खाली. Okay, any other doubt? Okay, so this is your SR flip flop. Now we'll move to the your JK flip flop. JK flip flop. So JK flip flop is very important for exam point of view. Okay. So your next is your JK flip flop. So JK flip flop circuit you to see. You have a AND gate, NAND gate, sorry, AND gate. Okay, like we are always having. So this is your connection, this connection, and this is your this connection. Here you have a two more NAND gates. One has a J, one has a K. Okay, and you have a clock here. Here you have a clock. This is J, this is your K. And now here you have three input basically. Three input means now here this is going there. Okay, this connection is going there, and this will be go again here also. This will go. Sorry, 1 minute. This is your NAND gate, and this will come here. This will be coming here. Okay. Plus this will be in three input. So if I take like this I can send here as a input. Similarly, this also I can send here as input. Okay. Just give me 1 minute. So I check it whether it's correct or not. So you have GK flip flop. Okay, correct. Okay. So basically you have three flip, now three. Okay, three inputs. If you want, you can put it, because this is crossing. So if you don't want to cross this one, okay, you can do like this middle. Clock can be in middle. So this is basically your JK flip. So this is your Q and this is your Q bar. So if you want to represent JK flip flop, okay, so this is your J. You can put J here, K here. If it is a positive triggering, you can put like this Q bar. Negative triggering, so this is a positive edge triggered JK flip flop. Okay, I will see it's stable and it's very interesting. Now, like SR flip flop, you have an invalid state. Just wait 1 minute. Okay, so I'm giving now 5 minutes. Shall we give 5-minute break? तब तक क्या पता ये सही हो जाए. Okay, so I'm giving you break for 5 minutes. तब तक मैं इसको ठीक करता हूँ. Okay, we'll meet after 5 minutes.